Hi there, welcome to this course on video editing and motion graphics with Adobe Premiere Pro and After Effects. My name is Harshit and I'm instructor for this class. In this course, you will learning various video editing skills in Premiere Pro and you will learn motion graphics and visual effects using Adobe After Effects. Here you will learn to add video clips, audio clips, images and other assets to the timeline. You will learn to perform cut, copy and move operations on the clips on the video segments, and you will learn to change playback speed. Moreover, you will learn to create a reverse video effect as you may have seen on various social media platform, and you can add text. Moreover, you will learn to add various kinds of video transitions, and you will learn to export videos in various formats and about sequence settings. After you have learned video editing lessons, you will learn motion graphics and some visual effects, where you will learn to create a composition in After Effects. You will learn to create various layers and use various kinds of built-in presets. You will learn to export animation using render queue and media encoder. Moreover, you will also learn to create a dynamic pie chart and create various kinds of animations for infographics and other things. You will learn to create text animations such as isometric and block text effect that make it very interactive thing. You can add a kinetic typography effect as well. Moreover, you will learn to create color grading on your video clips. You can apply various kinds of mask, create a mask and add color grading. Moreover, you will learn about camera tracking that allows you to implement visual effects on your composition, and you will be able to create animated video opener and much more. So you will be learning two different software for video editing and animation, and that could be interacted effectively. So if you are curious to learn these video editing and motion graphics skills using Premiere Pro and Adobe After Effects, start learning right now. See you in the class. Hey friend, welcome to this lesson. We're going to learn about getting started with Adobe Premiere Pro. So let's start with this. So when the first time you open Premiere Pro, this is how your window will appear. It will show you two different options. You can create a new project or open an existing project. So here you can define the name of your project that you want to create, and it will be stored as Premiere Pro project file. And you can later on work on this project file where you can add multiple videos, audios and different assets, create effects and render your video. If you have a GPU acceleration on your system where you are using Premiere Pro, you can choose to use GPU acceleration or Mercury playback for rendering. Otherwise, just skip it to the default settings and then you'll go. Here, this is the Premiere Pro, and here we got 4 different windows. This middle one is various options that you can use. The selection tool is selected by default. You can always rearrange the size of each different window. On the top right side, we got the project window where your video preview will be displayed. Although you can change various windows by going to the window option, you can choose to remove or add any window. So don't get confused right now. You could be overwhelmed if you are using Premiere Pro for the first time. Just go to the project settings on the bottom left corner, and here when you double click, you can import any video or audio file. So let us drag it to the right hand side. Just hold left mouse click key and drag to the right side, and now here you got this timeline opened up, and this is a timeline. Here you just need to press the play button in order to play back your video, and this is how our video will appear. So we have performed no editing right now. We have just added a video clip to the Premiere Pro timeline. So here the linear flow is the timeline. Here you can perform various operations. Everything you are going to perform, you will be using this timeline. So timeline is the key for video editing. and we can play, pause this thing again and again. You can press the space bar as a keyboard shortcut if you don't want to use this key. You can change the window fitness. You can zoom in or zoom out. If you want to zoom into a particular component of the video, you can scale it up, otherwise keep it fit. And here on the right hand side, this is a counter. It shows the video length, and on the left hand side the counter will show you the current frame. So you will know that at which frame you are there and what point of time you are in the video playback. You can change the visibility mode on and off of the video by just clicking this icon, and you can zoom in or zoom out the timeline by just moving this control slider just bottom of the timeline. So this is how these are the basic constructs of the Premiere Pro. Get familiar with this thing, add multiple videos, and in the coming videos you are going to learn about Premiere Pro in depth. Keep learning and keep moving ahead. Hi, welcome back friend. Here in this lesson you're going to learn about adding some more videos and clips to the Premiere Pro timeline. So let's start. So earlier we have added one clipping to the timeline, and now we can add some more videos. So just double click, and this way you can import any kind of audio, video, or images or vectors, any kind of assets, visual or audio assets. You can use it. Here let us add one clip for parasailing, and here we got a trekking scene. So you can simply drag and drop to the timeline just next to the original video. So here we have added it in the sequence. Don't worry, we can always perform various kind of editing. We can create cuts, various kinds of cut. We can move this clip anywhere we want. We can create various kind of effects as well. So here we got two different tracks. As you can notice here, the top track is for video and the second track is for audio. So in the first video you may have noticed that it's a straight line, so there was no audio. In the second clip we got some kind of waveforms that is being displayed very loosely without any much detail, and that is the audio file. Once you right click and select unlink clip, the audio and the video get separated. So earlier it was a link, so whenever you move either of the audio or the video track, both will move in synchronously. But once you unlink them, the audio, you can move them anywhere you want without synchronizing. So we have moved the audio track before the video track is played, and so on. We can select, and here you may notice that we have clicked mute option, that is M, and we can change the visibility mode on and off by clicking this icon. So you can turn the visibility mode off or on for a video clip, and you can mute an audio clip. You can add other clippings as well whenever you require, and for a video editing project you may require multiple clips. So whether you are creating a documentary, a travel blog, anything, any fun video, any social media post, anything you want to create, you may need multiple clippings and you can rearrange them. So this timeline in Premiere Pro makes it very easy, very systematic approach where you have multiple channels. So how the channel is being applied, you may find that the video clipping that is on the top channel, top of the stack, will be displayed wherever the lower channel is hid in the background. So it has the priority order. So if you have two videos for the same time, the video on the top is being displayed. You can also unlink another clippings. You can delete audio track or any video track by just selecting them, right click and delete. You can move various tracks here and there. Just use your mouse to click, select and move. So once your clip is selected, it will turn to white color and you can easily move them. So in Premiere Pro, you got multiple audio and video tracks. So don't worry if you have say 10 or 15 different video clips and you want to work on multiple tracks like 5 or 10 video tracks, you can always work. You just need to expand this view. You can simply move this window up or down. So in that case, you will have multiple tracks visible. Otherwise, if you also want to work some serious project, you can use two different monitors. On one monitor, you can configure only the timeline, and on the second video, you have effects and project monitor and other windows as well. So if you want to work on multiple screens, you can work as well. But here right now, it is not required. So let's better focus on learning everything related to Premiere Pro. So this is how you can add multiple video clips. You can unlink an audio clip from the video. You can move them and you can perform various operations like visibility mode and mute, turn and off. So keep learning and keep moving ahead. Hey, welcome back friend. In the previous lessons, you learned about adding some videos to the timeline and now you're quite familiar with the Premiere Pro user interface. So next, we are going to learn about razor tool and changing speed in this lesson. So let's start. So on the left hand side, just below the selection tool, you got the razor tool. It looks like a razor blade. Just select this icon and you can click it anywhere on the video clip, and wherever you will click, it will divide the video into two halves. It will split the video. So you can see here we got two different video clips and we can rearrange them by just using the selection tool to move left, right, top, bottom, anywhere you want. So you can move a clip on various channels. Here we can find three different video channels and you can move it towards left and right side. So leftward is a place where the video starts. So it is in respect of time. So you can consider this row as a timeline, and here you can move this thing. You can use the split tool or razor tool to divide a video, audio, or an image into multiple halves. So based on your requirement. So the same way we splitted a video clip, you can also split an audio clip as well. But if you are trying to split an audio clip, it's better to zoom in because it will destroy certain components. So you must be very familiar there. Otherwise it will sound something weird. If you have multiple sounds, you can keep it in sync. So you will learn about this thing later on. And if you want to change the speed, you just need to right click a clip and you can change the speed. Right click, select speed and duration. If you want to change the speed, you can change the speed, or you can also change the duration of the playback. Say if a video clip is of 10 minutes length and you change the duration from 10 minutes to 5 minutes, it will increase the playback speed by 2. So it will be a speedy playback. So here we can also create a replica or copies of the same clip. Just use the Ctrl+C and Ctrl+V shortcuts on the keyboard. Select the clip that you want to copy and paste it anywhere. And you can move it from different channels. So here it is a clip speed and duration control panel. You can change the duration of the video clip from any time you want. Say if we got 3 different clips, we want to create a simple effect where we will play back 3 different clips for 7 seconds, 12 seconds and 20 seconds. 20 seconds is a normal speed. We got a 12 second as a faster speed and the 7 second as a more fast. So you can look here that there's a boat moving in the water body, and the speed of the boat and the clip duration changes with respect to time. So here the first clip is very fast, second clip is little bit slow, and third clip is uh, a normal speed. You can also slow it down by increasing the duration, say from 20 seconds to 40 seconds or 80. You can do anything here, and you can also change it using percentage. Say if you want to make your clip 10,000 times faster, you can do so. If you want to make it slow, you can also do so. And here it is. So this is how you can divide a clip into multiple segments. You can move it anywhere on the timeline. Get friendly with this. Although it looks very basic and very simple thing, but believe me that these are the things that will make you a good editor. A better control of the razor tool, the move, and proper split. What makes a professional video editor different from a non-professional is the precision of cuts. So in a video clip, you should decide where is the whatever is the proper location of the video to make a cut, and in the audio case it makes it little bit more difficult. So whether you are a sound artist or a visual artist, you can use these things. So get better by adding various clips. Try editing using Premiere Pro. Use various kind of cuts. Try to create various cinematics cuts like morph and different kind of things, and be open to creativity. Keep learning and keep moving ahead. Hi, welcome back friend. Here in this lesson you're going to learn about creating a reverse video effect. That's a very cool effect using Premiere Pro. So let's start with this. So first you need to have a clip, a video clip that you want to reverse, and right click and select speed and duration. So we know how to change the speed and duration of a video clip. The third option is reverse speed. So just check this box and your video will be played in the reverse direction. So earlier you can see a man was walking using his boots on top of the hill, and when we reversed it, it looks like he's descending from the hill. You can create a reverse effect on any kind of video clips. It won't be effective on images or audio in that manner, but in video it will work very decently. So let's create an effect. Let's change the duration of this video, make it 200%, change the speed to double so it will be faster, it looks fast, and we can find the transition very smooth, and then copy the same video and this time reverse it. So just play back how it will look. So first this person moved uphill and now it looks like he is descending using the same track. So you might have seen this kind of playback in various cinematography projects, in various movies, various documentaries. So this effect is very popular and you can easily create using Premiere Pro. So you can have a better control. Say for example, if you want to have your original clip played in the normal speed without any change, and you want the second clip, that is reverse clip, with 75% of the speed or 200% of the speed, you can do so. So you can create a wide array of effects and just allow your creativity to create a different kind of things. You can also have multiple video clips arranged in the same manner. So let us do this one more time. Here we got a banana ride, a kind of water sports activity, and here I was using some action camera GoPro and I just fell down into the water, and this was the original video clip. And now let us reverse it and it looks like we are emerging out of the water to the boat. These kind of effects are very useful, especially if you are creating a vlog or if you want to create some documentary. Say if you want to have some even serious documentary, any dark, any kind of suspense you want to show, you can build using these kind of effects. You can reverse in order to say the playback. in the pre-cap or any kind of things. But cinematography is out of scope from this course, so we won't be covering cinematography in detail. But here we can just create some kind of videos out here. Say, if you want to add some text, you can also easily add a text to the video. So on the left hand side, somewhat below the selection tool, on the last option is the little t icon, and you can select it, paste it on the program window, and you can write anything here. So it will also work as a visual layer. So all the visual layers are shown in the visual channels. You can turn the visibility mode on and off. And in order to have your text visible, you should keep it in the above channel as compared to the original clip. So we have added two different text. First is for normal video and second is for reverse video. So this text clearly explains what the kind of activity is going on. Say if you want to build some suspense, you can add other title as well. Using text, you can also add subtitles, you can add captions and various kind of things that you want to add in a video. So adding a text is one of the basic things to add some informations. You can also add images as you want, and you can also animate the text and the video as you go. So you will be learning various kind of effects and transformations in the coming lessons. For now, just try to create various kinds of video clips, edit them, make a reverse of them, try to create some animation out there, and be open to creativity. So the more you practice, the more you will learn. So keep learning and keep moving ahead. You are going to learn more in the coming lessons. Hi, welcome back friend. Here in this lesson you're going to learn about adding video transitions to your clips in the Premiere Pro. So let's get started. So first you need to go to the media browser. On the bottom left corner, hit expanded view icon, or you can go to window menu and select effects. So you must enable the effects window, and it will show you multiple properties such as presets, various audio and video effects, and video transitions. So we are interested in video transitions at the moment, so just select the video transitions and you will get various kinds of transitions that you can add between two video clips. So let us select the 3D motion and drag a flip over effect, and you can drag it to any of the clip, either last part of a clip or beginning of a clip. So transition is something that connects two different clips together on various parameters. So you will have some smooth blending of two different clips. So if you want to have various kinds of turnovers, if you want to have a dissolve effect, you can select the edited with dissolve or cross dissolve and just play back how it looks like, and you can make sure. You can also increase the duration of video transitions. You can expand it to have a 5-second or 4-second video transitions, or you can have a little bit transition. So this flip over effect will make your video far more attractive, because here we have created a reverse video effect in the previous lesson, and let's add a transition here. So you should, if you're a beginner, you should try experimenting with various video transition properties. Just be wild, add any kind of transitions to anywhere on the clip for any kind of clip, and you will learn how these things will affect the video, how it will look like, how it will change the psychology of the viewer, how it would add some meaning or cinematography to the video. And finally, when you have experience over multiple video projects and you have worked with various video transitions, then you will be in a better situation to decide which transitions work where very best. Say most popular kind of transition is simply dissolve. Cross dissolve and additive dissolves are widely used. And most people also don't use any kind of transitions, but they are subtle transitions. That is uh, very subtle, you would not notice it, but there are transitions, especially when you have two different color schemes of a video clips. Say if, one is water activity and another is also water activity, so you can go without any transition or very subtle transition. But if you have two different color, like one is for trekking and one is for water sports, you should require some kind of transitions in order to add some meaning, and you will decide how your video could be conveyed. So there are various other transition options as well, like immersive video, the iris, the page peel effect, slide, wipe, zoom, and various kind of things. You can select various kinds of properties. You also have the audio properties as well, but you will learn about it later on. And for now, the video transitions are very cool. So if you have a long video that has multiple video clips and you can connect with them, so this is how. And you can also add multiple transitions at the same time. You can have an adjacent layer or some other layer as well. This is the clock effect. Say if you want to show the duration of time, you can have show the clock effect like after some times. And if you want to turn around like chapters of phases of life or something, some kind of documentary, you can add something. So it depends. It allows you various creativity domain and various space to allow creativity to nurture. So just explore these transitions, and if the effects option effect window is not available on your Premiere Pro, so don't worry, just simply go to the window menu bar on the top right corner just next to view and help, and you must check effects option. If it is enabled, it will appear. If it is not enabled, first make it enable and then it will be displayed. So later on you can combine these things. So keep learning and keep moving ahead. You are going to learn more in the coming lessons. Hi, welcome back friend. In the previous lessons you learned various techniques for video editing in Premiere Pro, and now it's time to learn about some sequence settings and how you can export a final video in Premiere Pro. So let's get started. So this is how we have edited a video for a reverse video using various effects and various techniques. And before moving to exporting, we need to first check some sequence settings. So what are sequence settings? Sequence settings allow you to control how your video would be exported, various properties. It could be visual properties like frame size and audio sample rate and other things. So just go to sequence menu, select the sequence settings, the top first option in the bar, and this pop-up window will allow you various settings. So you can select the editing mode. From custom, just select a custom if you don't know what to select, and if you want to decide any particular editing mode for a DSLR, a Canon camera, or any other thing, you can select. Then you can select a frame size, like horizontal and vertical dimensions for the frame. So if you want to have a higher quality like 1920 by 1080 pixels, you can select. This would be 16 is to 9 aspect ratio. You can have a 750 cross 360 frame size as well, depending on the quality. Also you can export in 4K, but remember, if you are exporting a video in 4K, all the clips must also be in 4K, otherwise it would be meaningless. It will just increase the size of your video without actually increasing the quality. So it's better to have a higher quality clippings and then select a higher quality for export settings. You can although select anything you want, and you can select the audio sample rate. If you want a rich audio, you can select 96,000 Hertz. If you want to have an average audio, you can select 48,000 Hertz, or if you want to have a below average, you can have a 32,000 Hertz, depending on the sample rate you choose. Then you can select the time base. the number of frames per second, you can select 30 frames per second, 60 frames per second, 15, anything you want. And after you're done with this, just go to the file, move to export, and here you got media option. So file, export, and select media, and it will show you this pop-up window for export settings. So here you can provide the location where your video would be exported. You can select the name of the video. You can change the format. Like by default, I have selected the MP4 format. You can select the MP4 format by just moving to the format option and select H.264. This is equivalent to MP4 format. If you want to convert it to animated GIF, you can convert. If you want to just export an audio component of the video, you can export. If you want to have some other formats, you can choose like AVI, Matrushka format, or any other format that you want. Everything is related to video, so based on your quality. If you are uploading for any video sharing platforms such as YouTube, you can choose MP4 or any other property. If you are working on various ecosystems, you can change based on their quality. If you are sharing for a small reel or something like that, you can export in GIF format because it will be lossy format. Uh, with a lower frame rate, it will have a less size. So it's better to have a Premiere Pro project and you can export the same video in various formats. So for example, if you're creating a documentary or some project, you can export it into GIF and share on social media. You can export in high quality and retain for your use and so on. You can have a multiple versions, but don't forget to save a project in Premiere Pro because it will be a higher quality one. You can always change the size. You can also change the display size. You can also choose which component of the video to export by just dragging the input and output option. And once you're done with this thing, just select the export button and it will start rendering and exporting your final video, and it will be saved at the predefined destination on your system. And here it is. So this is the progress bar based on your GPU capability. If your computer has a good GPU, it will render very fast. Otherwise, it will be slow, but it won't be that enough. So we wouldn't have used multiple transitions or complex effects, so it rendered quite quickly. So keep learning and keep moving ahead. Hi there, welcome to this tutorial on After Effects. Here in this practical exercise, you are learning how to create a new composition or a new project in After Effects. So let's start. Here we have just opened a new instance of After Effects, and from the project menu, you got an option to create a new project. You can click it there, and this screen will appear on your monitor, and then you got an option to create a new composition or new composition from footage. So just create a new composition. Here you got a setting. Just provide a name of the composition you want to create. uh, Provide any name. Then you got a lot of options here, the width, height, and the option, the preset you can choose. I will be using the default 1920 by 1080 pixel, and it is widely used. It is high definition. You can choose the frame rate. Here 29.9 would be the better frame rate. You can choose a pixel, the square pixel would work here. You can choose the drop frame or not. You can limit the duration of this composition. So in that case, you can't create a timeline greater than that. A composition is completely different from a video, so it should not be very long. For editing, it would be difficult. You can choose a default background color, or you can add a background using solid later. You'll learning that thing. You can toggle this transparency mode on and off. So if you want your screen to be transparent, you can do so. And you can also zoom in the screen size. Here you can reduce the screen size or scale it up based on your requirement. You can zoom in. And there is a workspace settings there. You can choose the default learning or advanced editing workspace. You got a lot of options we'll be exploring. And in the workspace, you got detail. Go to Windows, you got a lot of options that you can dock the panels on the screen, like limerick scope for color, effects and preset, the timeline, and everything else, the project window. So keep learning, keep moving ahead. You will be learning a lot of in After Effects in the coming exercises. Hi, welcome back friend. Here in this practical exercise, you will be learning about various After Effects tools, the shape layer, text and solid. So let's start. Here you got a shape drawing tool. You can select it, select any shape. Just hold it down to select a circle. Here you got a stroke and fill. So you can readjust the size of a stroke and scale it down or up as per your requirement. You can change the color of your shape. Here I have changed the fill to dark blue and use the selection tool to move your shape in and around the screen. You can also scale it up or down. You can change the size of your circle, or you can change the shape, twist it around, make it oval and more. Here when you go to the layer option, you got a lot of transformation tools that you can adjust. The After Effects is about motion graphics, and motion graphics require a motion. So you can set any kind of motion from position, scale, orientation, and a lot of things here. So just control this. Click on the stopwatch icon to set a keyframe. Keyframe is a unit of time where you define its position or any value. So here we are animating the position. So by setting a keyframe, we provided a value of the position, and to the other keyframe we provided a different value. You can set a lot of keyframes in this way. Don't worry if you don't get it at the moment. You will be learning all of these things in the coming exercises in much detail, so don't worry, stay tuned. So you can move this shape in and around the screen, and when you want to create a new background, you can create a right click, new, solid, and you can choose your color. So you can create a background. You can have multiple backgrounds as well. So just move it down, because in After Effects a layer put on the top of another layer is considered to be displayed to your audience. We are going to learn more in depth of After Effects. Keep learning, keep moving ahead. Hi, welcome back friend. Here in this practical exercise we're learning how to create a composition in After Effects using built-in presets. So let's start. So go to Effects and Preset. Make sure it is available from window. So just go to Backgrounds and use any of the presets there and just drag and drop on the background or the shape layer. So here we have used the circuit background applied on the solid. So here it creates some matrix like animation, and here you got a lot of controls or settings that you can change to make your effect look awesome or fine tune based on your requirement. Here I've changed the color of the background effect. I've changed the pipes to sky blue or lighter shade of blue. Similarly, you can apply some different effect on shape as well, or on text or anything else. Here I've applied the magma to the central uh, circular shape. So you can change the color of the midtones, or you can do a lot of things. You can change the rotation time or more. Here let's create a new text here. Just use the text and type anything on the screen. Here I've written the code. We have to make it a little bigger to make it visible, and you can convert it to capital case and change the color. Let's make it white. And then using the selection tool, just reposition our text on the screen. Here I've placed everything in the center, and let's change the shape of this circle and make it a oval. So here we have changed the shape, and let's apply some effect on this text as well. Or when you move your text behind or in the lower direction of the layer panel, you know that which layer is put behind. It is reflected by the lower sign here. Here you got a lot of effects. Just go to text effects and you can use any of the text effect. Here I will be using the mechanical algorithm effect. So here it looks like it is decoding. So it can create some hacking based documentary or programming series or something like that. Similarly, for different scenarios, there are already built in presets. So you don't need to create everything from scratch. Although with After Effects, you have to create everything from scratch to have a better control, or advanced effects can be created using After Effects. So when you are running out of time or you have a limited time constraint, you can use a built-in presets. Or basically a lot of beginners do also use this presets. You can use it to in a lot of effects. Some of the text animation are easy to implement. They look very advanced and it has already been used by a lot of web series or and Hollywood movies. So you don't need to be fascinated by these effects. Some are just presets. So you can have a better balance of these things. You will learning more in the coming exercises. Till then, keep learning and keep moving ahead. Hi, after you have created a composition in After Effects, so the next obvious step is to convert it to a video. So there are two ways to convert it to a video. You can use the built-in render queue in After Effects, or you can use the media encoder. Here we will be exploring to use the render queue. So here you can add a video to render queue. It will be rendered later. So here you can have a lot of settings. You can change the output to a different format, but here the default format is AVI. AVI is a large file. It takes time to render as well. Here you got render settings. You got a lot of settings like the quality. You can set the time rate, work area, and frame rate. The default frame rate must be 29 or 30 frames per second. It would be perfect for all the scenarios and just hit the render button once you are done with the setting. When you have a good GPU, then it renders faster as compared to non-GPU systems. And once you are done, it will be reflected here and you can open and play that video. You are free to use that video in any of the video editing softwares to use in your documentaries or any video projects. Hi, welcome back. In the previous video, we have edited a video using render queue, and now it's time to use the media encoder. So Adobe Media Encoder is a different software that has a built-in presets to export or convert a video into various formats. You can create GIF format, you can create MP4 or more. The way is simple. Go to File, Export, and Media Encoder, and the Media Encoder window will open in a few seconds. And if you have a good GPU and RAM, it will render very fast. So when the Media Encoder just pops up, you got a lot of options there. Just wait for a video to be screened. You can click here and choose the format. You can set the animated GIFs. You can set the MP4H .264 format, or you can use the QuickTime for Apple ecosystems. You have a lot of options here. You can export your video in almost any format, and you can go to the path where video is rendered and just use the play button to start exporting your video. When you have the GPU acceleration, you can use it. You got a CUDA GPU acceleration for NVIDIA RTX and GTX GPUs, or in a similar manner, you can use GPU acceleration. And if you don't have, and the i7 or i5 would work smoothly, you can use. Let's play the video. Here I've created this video. This has exported in MP4 format, H264, and this is an ideal format. You can choose any format based on your requirement and keep building such projects. Keep learning, keep moving ahead. Hi, welcome back, friend. Here in this practical exercise, you will be learning about pie chart animation with After Effects. So let us draw a ring first. It will be a circle. Ring is a circle which don't have any fill and it has a thick stroke. So have the proper configuration here. Make the fill null and a stroke with a proper width and choose any color. We have taken this white color. So now next step is to rename this ring because the shape layer 1 would be very big. Let's make it white ring. So in that case, we could refer it very easily. Now we want to add one more ring that will show our data, that is animated data. So let's choose any color, say change this to green. So we have this green progress on the white background. Just rename this ring to green ring for proper referencing because we will be using expressions that will require referencing. So now just add a trim path. Just go to add trim path. This is trim path. It will allow us to animate this ring. So just go to end, make it 0 initially. We have gone to half a second, keyframe it, and after 1 second or so, just add one more keyframe and make it 100%. So in this case, it will start from 0 and become 100%. So let's make it visible. We have invisible. Okay, so it is working. So progress bar is moving very fast. So let's delay it half a second. So it is nice. So this is our prime animation. So this will be the background ring. When it is done, at that point of time, we want our second ring to start. Just press bracket, open bracket, where you want your timer to start. Similarly, add a trim path to this ring as well. Perform the same operation. Make it 0 initially, the end timer, and after 1.5 seconds, just make it 100%. So in this case, this ring will overlap the previous one. Okay, but here we want our progress bar to start at any in between value. We don't want it to be uh, exactly 100%. We want it to show some fraction, say 80%. So we can just go to the end keyframe here for the second ring and make it 80%. You can make any percentage, 30, 40, 50, any discrete value, anything you want, 39, 21, anything. So this progress bar will stop at this point. So now let us add a number which will reflect the current value of the progress bar, the green color pi. So let's make it a little lighter shade of green so it will match. You can choose any color, place it in the center, move the anchor point to the center of this digit, and then now let's animate it. We need to add an expression to the digit number text. So just expand it and move to the stopwatch icon in the text. Here we have the source text. Just alt and left click this stopwatch, and this will open the expression tab. And here we want to write some expression in order to perform computation. So here we want our progress bar to reflect. Just write math.round. This will be a function, and this .comp .layer, and provide the name of the ring. So here we have the green ring. Just provide the name green ring, and after add the dot content, and in the braces add the trim path 1. So trim path will be the function that will be taken care of here, and dot end. So this will the end parameter of trim path will be taken into consideration. So the number value of the number will reflect to the circle. You can check it back. Here the trim paths 1 is written. You can rename it. It's not a problem. So just check it out. So here the number is reflecting the ring value. You can press the space bar to preview your animation, and when it is running properly, you can proceed with the next step. So our animation is running as expected, and now we can add one more text. So just before the percentage counter, we can write the percentage text. So just write percent and make it a small size to fit in the ring, and it will be a beautiful effect. Similarly, we can add the same progress bar and expression to other charts, line chart, bar chart, and different infographic content in the similar manner. We are going to learn more in the coming exercises. Till then, keep learning and keep moving ahead. Hi, welcome back, friend. In the previous exercise, you have learned about pie chart animation like this. And here in this practical exercise, we will be taking it to the next level. We can add images. Say here we have two images, one of desert and one of grassland. Just import them one by one. So here first import the desert one because we want a desert to be background. So just resize it by simple mouse scroll, or you can zoom in, zoom out. Just open this track matte option from lower side of left side and just select this track matte option, alpha matte to the white ring. So here we want to add an image to the outer ring. So this is the desert, and just do the same thing for the percentage counter. Place a next image, replace it because we want a green grass to appear on the background. So here this is called masking actually, and we are applying it using the track matte. So have a look. It looks very clean and nice. So this percentage could be shown the percentage of grassland and desert land in the world. So similarly, you can present your idea when you can't just use a simple color. You can add images to your data. You can thicken this stroke to have a more contrast to the image, and here you can choose to increase the width of either of the circle, or you can increase the width of both the rings. So here it looks very cool. Try to add your own images to tell a story, because data visualization is not just about data, it's about how you present your data. Keep learning, keep moving ahead. We are going to learn more in the coming exercises. Hi, welcome back, friends. Here in this practical exercise, we are beginning our learning experience with kinetic typography. So, before creating an advanced kinetic typography animations like isometric 3D text, block text, or other hues and other things, let us first begin with built-in presets. Make sure from Windows that effects and preset option is checked. So on the right hand side in the default workspace, you will find different effects that you can use. We will be using basically animation presets for background and text here in this video. So if you have no idea or very little idea of After Effects, you would be comfortable. Let's create a solid by right clicking this option. A solid is simply a background color. Here we have created the black background. You can choose any color, then create a text from top selection option. Just write a simple text. We will be using a simple background and a text, and we will be applying various effects from the built-in presets. So rescale it. From the right hand side, you got character panel. You can change the text size, font, color, everything else. After you're done with, just go to apply text, foggy lights to the background. So here it will look a foggy background. It is not an image, will be an effect. It will be visible when we play. And then apply a text effect to this text, mystery text. We are using flickering text. So it is flickering with a green stroke appearing highlighted over time. So this color doesn't match. Let's try to make it a bit daunting or haunted. So put a black. So this way, if you want to make a suspense thriller, you can use this effect, mystery with foggy. Due to rendering issues, when you want to play it initially, it will hang or lag behind after for some seconds, when you export it, it will be fine. You got a lot of controls here. Don't be confused with the number of controls here. Just give it a trial, because when you try, you will learn. So the simple thing, you can change the color of the fog. Say here, gray, black and white colors are used. You can change the color. You can change the angle. Say let's change it to blue, so the mid tone is converted to blue, so a bluish fog is there. So based on your color scheme, you can choose your own parameter. Say here it's histogram, then you got a lot of control. You can select anything else. Uh, if you don't understand these effects or don't want to change any setting, keep it default, or you can change it. When you don't want this effect, you can delete it simply by pressing the delete button from your keyboard. Now let us put another text and try to apply different presets here. Let's create a computer program like thing, coding background. So here let's type code text here, and we will be applying some effects. And in the background, we can apply the circuit effect. This effects look like a scene from a Matrix movie. You can recreate this scene, or you can use the algorithm option from mechanical text option, and it will look like a text is decoded. You got two options, algorithm and algorithm loop. Algorithm loop is a better option, and you can play it. You can rescale the size of the text, orientation, color, and everything from the character option. So now let's play it. So it looks like this. There's a rendering lag behind. When it is converted to a video, it will execute properly. There won't be any lag. So you can also change the midtones or other color options from this effect. You can highlight it, change the color scheme, say orange, make it blue, black, any other color of your choice. You got a complete color option. With After Effects, you got a lot of different options to choose, and this is the beginning. The color and text. Make yourself comfortable with After Effects. Just first try with the presets, change a few settings. You will learn a lot. When you have learned, you can proceed with the coming videos that followed up sections, and practice everything. Th- Then you can create a good text animation, not just a kinetic typography, but you can use it and on your any project. So here it looks cool. We have changed the color to blue, light blue. It looks cool. It is a different color scheme. Similarly, you can delete the effect, anything. You can apply multiple effects simultaneously on the same thing, but they match. They must have some common thing. So you can apply more presets here. Say we want to create a magma effect on the surface of sun. So here we have the text called sun, and we will have the magma effect on the background. So this is our magma. It is dark red in color, very hot sun surface. You can change the color of the sun, and you can apply the text. So here the effect would be the foggy, so vaporizer effect, blur evaporate effect will be cool because the sun has been evaporated. So you have to match the text animation with the background. It must match and tell the same story, same convey the same idea. So you will be practicing this thing because there are a lot of presets. Give it a try. Try a combination of different presets, and based on your requirement, some of these could be done very quickly. When you use the existing presets, you have little control over your idea, but you can easily and quickly create a lot of things. You can keep it for supportive purpose for your long kinetic typography project. And this is the first building block. So here you got created two layers, the text layer and the background, and you have applied various effects on these two layers. In the next videos, we will be learning about keyframes and other effects, advanced effects that we will be learning with kinetic typography. So till then, keep learning and keep moving ahead. We will be learning more in the coming videos. Hi, welcome back. Here in this practical exercise, you're going to learn about track mattes. So track matte allows you to create some text that will appear out of nowhere. It looks like a magic, and it adds some great effects, great visual effects to your presentation. So let's create a new solid here. A solid is a simple background. You can choose any color here. Just follow the steps. It won't be difficult at all. Then write a text. Use the text box. Just write anything you want. Say hello. You can choose the color. Use the selection tool. Expand it if you want to stretch, or you can reduce the size, or you can either change the bounding box. The text size must be accurate if you like. Then move it to the center of the screen because attention is basically in the center. Then you can move the anchor point using the pan behind tool, or you can create a new rectangle here. Here just create a rectangle, choose any color, but it must have a fill. It should not be transparent, and place it on top of this text, covering the entire text. So this way we will be hiding our text behind a rectangle in theory. So just put a text rectangle here. You can choose any shape. Rectangle is not the main thing. The point is here you can enclose any bounding box here. So this is the shape layer, and you can edit any of the properties here. So just follow the same steps. Uh, you can, in theory, you can understand it. What will happen is that the text will move from below to top. You can move in any direction, but it will appear like it is appearing of nowhere, because the text will be visible only when it is within this bounding box, within this shape. It won't be visible outside the box when text is anywhere on the screen. Just click the second icon below. You can expand and collapse track matte option here, and you got the track matte option. Go to the text and select alpha matte shape layer 1. Here the shape layer 1, and put the shape layer on top of the text. Now we have moved the text in the below direction or anywhere else outside the box. It won't be visible at all. It will be visible only when the text is placed right inside the bounding box. It would be partially visible or anything else. Now the point is here to keyframe everything. You can keyframe it, put any point here, move the timer clock, place any location where you want to place your text. Say let us move from right to left. So I've moved the text to the right at the initial time. Then after some time I will be moving it towards the left direction. So in that case it will appear like it is coming from right hand side out of nowhere, or one by one each character is appearing. It looks good, but it is not that smooth. Then you can apply easing, select both the keyframes and easy ease. When you apply easy ease, the speed gradually picks up and then falls down. So here you can see in the graph editor, it is clearly visible. You can just select the anchor point here and drag it towards the center. So in that case, the speed gets very smoothly maximum in the center. The acceleration is too fast. Don't take it as a mathematical operation. It is very simple. Whatever you feel here, you can apply that thing. It provides you better control. So why you are using After Effects? Because After Effects allows you to control everything very smoothly in a very precise manner. There are a lot of various custom built-in tools out there, but you won't be having a this much control here. So next we can create more text like this and move it in a different direction. Just reduce the size of this text. Hello, welcome. So here this is the welcome screen. You can create such things on your presentations or your idea explanation videos. The same thing, bounding box. Try to revise what steps you have to perform next. You have to place the bounding box just above the text, and then using the track matte, you can do the alpha matte of the track layer of this layer. The same thing applies here. And now you can animate the position or anything else. See here we want to animate the position, and that hello is appearing from right to left. So welcome could be animated from low to high, from bottom to top. So here this is our animation. Try building your own solution. Till then, keep learning and keep moving ahead. Hi, welcome back friend. Here in this practical exercise, you're going to learn about 3D isometric text. When you're presenting an idea to a customer or an audience, you can use this 3D text to grab attention of your user. It is not a pure 3D, it is actually 2D, which has a 3D effect, rotation effect, obviously, with respect to different text that makes it look like a 3D. It is called as an isometric. So here we created a simple text. You can write more text. So this is the front side text. You can add a different text here, 3D text on the top. Just imagine it as a cube. We have the rotation of the cube or the dice, and we are going to put three sides of the same corner vertex. So different faces of a cube would be here. So just simply create a text. You can apply different kinds of a text alignment or formatting and different things from the effect text effects, character spacing. You can choose the color, and the t- color of the text must be different in order to grab attention. You can place it a little bit closer. These two texts must be close, but not very close. It should be a proper distance. Then you can create a third text here. Say if this text is for a YouTube channel, it could have 1,000 subscribers or something like that. So when you're rotating, you must have an idea of say just imagine three different points on three different locations. So the first thing is the starting point and end. The 1,000 subscribers here is the last conveying message here. So just place them with respect to each other and change the color of these three texts. In order to grab attention, you can use the color theory. And if you are from a design background, you would be better knowledge on this. You have place the anchor point on the top side for the below text, the second text, and the first text it must be below. The anchor point is the point where it is attached. The rotation is pivoted from that. Just imagine it as a pivot. Now go to details, and here you can change the rotation. Let's make it a 90-degree rotation. So in that case, it would be with respect to this. So minus 90 would work, I think. Here, 90-degree on the right hand side. If you're animating on the left hand side, it should be minus 90-degree. You can also create text animations for other languages like Arabic and Hebrew, where we have the right to left notation. So here you can drag it or move it, and you can also keyframe every single point of time where you have the effect. So when you have placed the text aligned properly, just imagine it as a open cube. So do the animation accordingly. So get into details, and you can have the transitions here. Then rotate it a bit. It should be on the backward side. So the rotation here is in the Y rotation, Y X side for the 90-degree. You can manually type your value, or you can use the dragger that will allow you to put a general value. the X, Y, and Z, you can just imagine it and do it. So now they are on the different side. And later we will be creating a null object that will grab each layer, each three different text and perform them together. So rather than animating each and every text for a long time, you can animate them together. So here we are going to create a null object. Right click on the create new null object, and you can make all the objects in 3D. Make sure, because we have the 3D rotation, and select them and just pick with them or connect to them a null with the null object. So whatever effect you add to the null object, it will be reflected back in these three different texts. We want to rotate it. You can also add a camera. It exists at the similar level. Null and camera are the similar things, but here we are using the null. So just do one thing. If it is getting difficult, you can follow these steps from the resources that I have provided in the course. You can download it and practice it on your own. Just let's reposition it properly. It must be towards the center of the screen, and text must appear bigger. You can change the size and location at each different keyframes. Say here we want to rotate it a bit. You can check the rotation here. It is rotating, and this is how it will be uh, going to appear to our users. So just move a half a second. You can zoom in the timeline and choose accordingly, and then reposition the text. Say after half a second, we don't want any animation. Here we have to apply different transitions together. Say opacity, rotation, and position. You don't need to follow the same steps that I do. You can try your own steps, because the learning is more important than building the same thing again and again. There are a lot of different ways you can create 3D isometric, not just a cube. You can create a triangle or star or any other shape. So just I'm keyframing this size and orientation scale. So here after this point, at this point, the first text, 3D text, is appearing, and at this point, the next text is going to appear. So we have to move it towards the front, because the second text is a two line and it is smaller in size. You have to zoom in, and after some time we can do one more thing. We can rotate on the right hand side. So in this way the third text will appear, but it will be a quick transition. Here you can slow it down, apply easing, and do more thing. So focus on scale. Here we want to, because it is getting out of the screen, we can move it towards the center. So in that case, our transition would look smoothly. Just change the value. These three values are X, Y, and Z axis, and you can change accordingly. Or you can directly grab on the screen, the project control monitor screen. When you unpin this clip, these three values will be independent. So here it looks amazing, but there is some missing point here. You can notice it. When we have the 1,000 subscribers, we don't want other layers to be visible. So we can use the animation, opacity, sorry. You can turn the opacity on and off. It looks fine, but here the last, it must be more towards the center. So we can just like select everything and all the keyframes, or you can apply easing when you want. You can play it again and again to check and verify with your desired objective, what you want to appear, what you want to convey. If your idea is being conveyed, you can use it. Easing can be swift, and you can control from that monitor. So it looks amazing, because it is slow in the beginning and slow at the end, but in the middle it gets the highest speed. So easy ease would be a better solution, or you can ease in or ease out based on your choice. Then here we have after some second it the transition is quick and we can slow it when you want. Here turn the opacity of the second thing. So we don't want to the second layer to appear when the first layer is on the screen. And then after the point it should appear, we can change the opacity here. Similarly, at this point, when second layer is on the top, we don't want a third and first layer to be visible. You can turn them off in the same way. So when it is about this point of time, you can turn it again, the second layer. Okay, you can check it. You can apply various transitions in the similar manner to different layers. And when you are done with applying the transitions, you can save the composition or convert it to the video if you want to edit on a video editing software like Premiere Pro. So it is very fast. You can play it again and again, slow it down, try to add more text to it, try to change the shape of this isometric text, try to create more layers, and try to present it again. Have the practical file attached and you can download it and try building your own solution. You will be learning more in the coming videos. Till then, keep learning and keep moving ahead. Hi, welcome back, friends. We are learning kinetic typography, and here in this practical exercise, you will be learning about block typography. So, block typography is used for conveying multiple ideas together on the same screen at the same time. When you have a lot of things to convey to your target user or audience, and you have a very limited time to present, block typography is the best thing you can use. Here I have created a simple text. Yes, you. This is a motivational presentation. So here I will be writing some motivational quotes or text. So just place it in the center. Some text would be bigger in size and some would be smaller. Let's make it a small. Change the color. Yes, you can earn more by learning more. You can write. You can write them by pressing the enter on multiple lines of the same paragraph, or you can create different text layers for them. So creating a different text layer would be easy for you to handle it when you want to perform editing operations later on. You can also use this created stuff later in any of your project by editing it. So here we created three text layers. Yes, you can earn more by learning more cool stuff. Place them in the center. You can select them together. Now try to write a vertical text. Just write a horizontal text and we will be rotating it. Place it anywhere you want. So with constant would be sufficient. With practice would be longer. So we have to create two different lines. We have to keep in different lines. We'll change the color. Lighter shade of red would work because we are using a combination of red, black and white. You can choose your own color, your own text, your own idea, but the concept would be same. You can download the file and practice in the exercise and you can build your own thing. Just rotate it a bit. So practice here. We will be placing it on the left hand side. Just use the transform options available on the left hand side with the details of each text layer. It will be helpful. You can transform the position, rotation, scale, anything and everything from here. You can keyframe it. You can keyframe it and place it accordingly. So let's change the color again. Here we got a lighter shade of red. Then you can change the text. Yes, you can earn more by learning more. With constant practice you can rule the world. So we want to have some effect on this top text, so you can add that effect later. Make it a bit bigger, and the combination of colors would be good. Place it on the top, and here we have a block. A block is a combination of vertical and horizontal text placed together in a conveying manner. So now you can add some effects or animation on these text layers. Just move to detail and hit the animation option, and here you can animate anything from stroke, scale, position. Although you can do the same thing from transform, but for a better control you can use the animation option. You can apply these effects to the character level, whereas with the traditional transform tool you have the entire world level. So here you got a scale. This pin reflects that both the coordinates x and y are connected. When you change a value, the other will also change. If it is not visible or disabled, you can alter the either of the values of x and y coordinate irrespective of others. So if you change the value of x, the y's value won't be changed, and if you change the value of, here we have connected them via the chain tool. So here we have minimized this text ESU, the main text, and then want to appear it after some time. You can apply easing. This makes it smooth, or you can just go with the flow. After you are done with this animation, you have to position it in the center. Remember the anchor point. The anchor point must be placed accordingly. So here you can add more transitions like opacity, scale, and different things. So let it be here. Now when you can also move these time frames, and you can alter the speed in the speed graph and get the more details. You can have the better control. You can just play it over and over again to check what you really desire from your presentation. So now next we have to reposition our second text. We have made our first text to appear from small size to big size, and now we want our second text to move from one direction to other. Or now we can rearrange those texts in the sequence they follow, so it will be easy for you to control everything. So the first thing to appear must be placed on the top, because Adobe follows this rule that any layer is placed on another layer, be it text, shape, or anything, would be given a higher priority in display or performance. So here we can relocate the second text. We want it to appear from the right hand side of the screen, gradually moving towards the left direction, and then we can show it. You can use the pan behind tool to place the anchor text right in the center of the left side, and here you can move this thing. After the first text has appeared, you can perform the operation on the second text. So here this is appearing. Now it has enlarged, and this is the point to keyframe it. So this was initial, and now here we final. The timing is important in effects, because if your timings are not in sync with each other, or just simply mismatch, it won't be as attentive to the user as you want it to be. So after the ESU has appeared on the screen, the second thing has seen. So now you can apply easing. You can apply easing and then just swiftly move this curve to the center. So this way our speed will gradually picks up, and at the peak it has the maximum speed. So it has this smooth effect. It comes gently, grabs the speed, and slows down to its final position. So these are the minute things that you can fine tune when you go. Then you can animate the transition of the third text. What we can do here, just simply do the opacity. If you don't find anything interesting, animate opacity. Opacity works best in all the scenarios. You don't need to mesh with the alignment or anything else. The same goes with the fading. Video editors generally use black fade for a transitions. So here opacity works well. The same thing we are doing easing, applying easing. You can just move this thing to the center or increase the speed. You can easy ease or easy out. Here we try to do it more fast, so it appears very quickly. It starts very slow and grabs the speed very fast. So here the whole text with constant. Here this is a vertical text. You can change the orientation. So this text may appear like it is coming from a different angle, the rotation, or you can change anything else. But here we will be animating both two things, the position as well as opacity, because you just don't want to rotate it. You want also the opacity to appear. So we try to match with the previous effects. So when the previous effects work, complete it, or you can flip it in 3D with a different direction, say Y rotation. So it looks like it is flipping from a different dimension. So this way you can add a block text to uh, some 3D effect you can add. This is a rotation in different direction, Y direction. You can apply easing, you can do anything else, keyframe everything. So when you have to animate a lot of text together on the screen with block text, you can simply run out of ideas to animate. You have applied to rotation, position, scaling, opacity, the size, and different things. Uh, so now we can use the different presets, the predefined built-in presets in After Effects, and you can use them with the following text. So here in this text, let us just complete with opacity and as well as the rotation. So it must be opaque when it is in different dimension and suddenly it's grab attention to the user. So the next text will be applying different things. You can watch it. So it looks very cool. It's low and everything is in sync with each other. So now move to the other text. Here we have a lot of different transitions that we can use, but we can also use the presets. Just go to effects and presets and move to animation presets. And here you have the text presets. You can use any of the text preset that is there. You can explore it, try with different scenarios. So here we have applied a preset of typing. So it looks like the practice you this line word is being typed by a typewriter or keyboard. So it is easy to apply. You have to just position this time frame counter, and here the text position is applied, effect is applied. So the last text, what we should do, you can try any other effect, say just select the proper one. You got a lot of options here. You got a scale, opacity, position, anything you can keyframe, and then you can use details. lightening, let's choose the colors and other things. Let's apply this fluorescent light. So it looks cool. It has a combination of white, gray and blackish color shades, and it looks amazing to the user because it is the final idea that we are conveying. So it must be different with other words. So let's play it together and check that. It appears good, but the final line must start animation after every word has appeared on the screen. So just the simple thing, apply opacity, keep it 0 when it is beginning, or you can shift it simply to the towards the rightward direction to the accurate point you want it to appear. So here is our block text. So it looks amazing. Just download the file and you can practice it, you can edit it, or you can create your own block text and convey your ideas. Keep learning and keep moving ahead. Hi, welcome back. So in this practical exercise, you're learning about color correction and masking in After Effects. So let's start. Let's create a new composition from scratch. We have 1920 by 1080 and let's import a video for color grading. Here I have a beach coast, an empty without any person or animal, and it is a clean cloudy day. So here there are the sea waves, a clean sandy beach, and a cloudy day. So we want to color grade it, add sunshine, or we can change the color of the sea waves. So just move to effects and presets, the color options, and here just use the auto color. There are a lot of options. Drop this effect, and here as you can gradually see, it has been darkened a bit and the details are more clear. So here you got a control. You can change the opacity, the black clip, the white clip. You can clip the dark sections of the video, or you can clip the white section of the video. You have used Photoshop or any photo editing tool like Lightroom uh, that applies your effects on an image, and here with After Effects you can apply the effect on a video, live video. So it is little difficult. Here our color correction has made the water more blue and sand more dark. So here the water and the beach is clearly distinguished. You can differentiate between these two, and the cloud has been differentiated as well. But when you don't have any effect, it was messed up. So sometimes color grading is important uh, to add more details. All the movies on Hollywood and Bollywood use a lot of color grading. They have a color scheme. When you use the CC toner, you can control the midtones. Say the midtones could be green, yellow, anything, any color you can add. You can add 5 midtones, multiple highlights, and the saturation. Just play with these tools and you will learn color grading an advanced level. After Effects is used for motion graphics and visual effects, and visuals involve a lot of colors. So when you have a better understanding of the color, your visuals would be good. Sometimes, say, when you want to shoot historical scene or for documentary or movies, so you want them to look vintage. So here, just mask something. You can mask a component of the video. Say here, I want to mask a sea wave. So just draw with a pen tool the outline of the sea wave. You can select anything. Say, without disturbing the sand and the cloud, I can change the color of the sea wave. So here the sea waves are masked roughly, not exactly, but roughly. So just apply the CC toner effect only exclusively to this mask. So the concept here is we can have two different clips of the same video. Just import the second one just below this masked clip. So we apply mask only a particular section, the clip section, the wave, and rest images remain the same. So here just change the color, make it more blue, You can make it green. You can have a green ocean. You can have a red ocean. Anything you want. You can change the color of your ocean water. It is not a very clearly visible. You should have more mask in a layered fashion. Say you have to select the ocean and a border between the ocean and the sand and more to have a graduate saturation or a clear difference. So here this mask doesn't look realistic. You have to make realistic mask. It depends on from scene to scene. Sometimes you can get a clip where masking can be applicable, and sometimes it won't be applicable. So you have to depend on the situation. You can mask a single person, mask something, some object that is clearly visible or more. You can change the midtones accordingly. Midtones are the section of the image or video that are not either completely bright or completely dark. Every time we apply color grading, we can raise the midtones. You can also alter the boundary line of this mask. Let's change it to add more area to the sea. So here we have added this sometimes a little boundary for beach and water, or you can change the boundary as well. You can also cover the entire sky if you choose to edit it. You can have a lot of area in this way. Here it looks a little better than the previous one, and you can also change the color one more time. You can also apply one more mask to the sand or some sections of the sand. You can add more mask. Just try to use a lot of color grading effects, and when you are done you can export this video using the render queue or the media encoder. With render queue you will get the AVI format. It will be large, it takes time to render, and when you have the media encoder, Adobe media encoder, you can export in almost any format of the video with more control and precision. Keep learning, keep moving ahead, and try building your own solution. Hello, welcome back friend. Here in this practical exercise, you will be learning to create an animated opener in After Effects. We will be creating a loop opener where we would be using a shape and repeating over time to create a hypnotic loop. So here let's draw a shape. We have created a polygon with a stroke yellow and with no fill. So just go to the path in details of the shape and go to the points and select the points, the number of points you want. If you want a triangle, you can choose. If you got a pentagon, hexagon, or any shape, you can choose. I would be using a simple hexagon, and let's place it to 0 degree, align it to the background. So here it is, and the next step is to use the selection tool and place it to the center of the screen. So the rough center of the screen, and then we would be applying animation using the transformation. You can change the color. So let's make it a little orange color. So we will be using a combination of orange and yellow. So here we have this orange hexagon with a stroke and no fill. Just rename it for convenience. So rename it to orange. So here we have this orange hexagon, and then go to the scale option. We would be animating just a scale. You can animate any transformation thing, you can apply any effect or anything else. Just half a second, we would be making it 0 in size and keyframe it. So just put a keyframe after 1 second and make it say 100%. So it will grow in 1 second frame, and then move 1 second forward and make it say 250% or 300%. So 250 would be better. And after 1 second, just put another keyframe and enlarge it either using the screen monitor, or you can drag here and make it fit to the screen. So it is not aligned properly, just move it slightly to the direction you want. So we have changed the direction, and here it is, our animation. Just preview it. It will grow eventually into this big. So just play it. So this is our simple animation. There is no easing applied. You can apply easing, it's your choice. And make it little bit thicker, because we want a thick hexagon to appear. It would be an opener, so it must be attractive and clearly visible. So then readjust the size where you want, but we don't want to put any extra keyframe here. The 4 keyframe would be sufficient. So what we would be doing next, just copy the same hexagon and rename it to yellow. So here we would be creating another hexagon inside this hexagon. We would be looping it. Change the color of this thing, and then go to 1 second and starting, and click the opening bracket or drag it at that point. So it will have the same transformation with respect to time, the scaling, but its effect starts after 1 second of the first. It has a phase delay of 1 second. You can imagine it as a wave. So we would be creating a wave. Similarly, just copy this orange and yellow again and do the same thing. Within orange, put yellow. Within yellow, put orange, and again. So this is a double loop. So we have created 4 hexagons, and they are repetitive, and this is a loop. You can also create more and more again in a similar way. I would be fine with 3 pair of hexagons, each separated by a gap of 1 second. Say do this again. Use the open bracket, select a timeline of a layer, select a layer, and put the open bracket. So it will start at that point. So here this is. It may look taking long time for you, so you can change the gap, make it more fast. The gap could be reduced to 1 second, or you can change the number of loops. You should not use 6 loops. Yeah, maybe 4 would be better for your scenario. It depends. If you are creating a television documentary, web series, it could be a longer. But if you are putting a video on YouTube or other places, it could be short. It depends. A long cinematic movies take a longer opener, so it's your requirement. So just place a text in the center, and we want this text to appear at the end of transition, just before the end of transition. We will be applying scaling to this as well. So just expand it, press S, so you can apply transformation to scaling. Set a keyframe, initially make it 0, and after a gap of say 1 second, make it 100%. And here it is, a rough view of our animation. So Studio XYZ, you can put your name, anything you want to put here. You can put in text and then enjoy. So here we can fine grade this animation, make it big, go to the character panel, fine tune this effect. You can choose your own font, change your color, and everything you want. So this will be a opener. You can reduce the gap between the layers, or you can also increase the size. You can reposition any keyframes or anything you want. Here I've added the opacity, and I will be copying the same opacity effect to all the layers just before the text is appearing. So place in every place, just copy this thing, and it would be a cool opener. So here it is, our hexagons are appearing to the screen, and when the Studio XYZ name appears, everything gets into faded very smoothly. You can shift all the layers leftwards based on your requirement. Here say half a second gap would be a quicker transition, and place them over half a second gap. And you can just slide all the layers using the cursor, or you can use the left or opening bracket. So here it is. Let's have a view of this preview. But it is fast. A text must be delayed after some time. So we don't want our text to appear at the same point. It must have some gap. So here it is. The hexagons are appearing and the studio is appearing. So it is a smooth transition, but the opacity takes time for each layers. You can fine tune these things. Try building your own opener, loop, keep learning and keep moving ahead. Hi, welcome back friends. In this practical exercise, you're learning how to do camera tracking. With camera tracking, you can place an image, an object, a text on the video, and it will stick to a particular point of the video. So here we have just created a new composition and just import a video. And here we have a clean short video of an hill fort, and here we want to place some images. So just check that in Windows the tracker option is enabled or not. If it is not enabled, just check it, so it will be visible. So just select the video and hit the track camera option. So here it will start tracking your camera uh, when it is moving on the video. It will put the track points on the video. If you are from a cinematography background, you would understand this very easily. You have already know about green screen and putting all of the tracking markers manually. This thing can be done in the post production using After Effects, where you place the tracking points after a video is recorded. So when you have the track points on the screen, it could be any object like stones on the left hand side, as you can see in the video, or anything else. You can identify those points and place something on that. That could be an image, text, or anything else. So here we got all the track points for this video. It is a short video and we got a lot of track points. These are multiple colors, and here you got a lot of options to do edit. Let's place some coins and currencies here. So let's make it look like a game level. So here it may look like you are playing a game and moving to a next level. This gate signifies the level. And let's place some coins or something like that. You can place a tag text here, put your name if you're using creating a blog, or put anything. You can put your logo and just right click after selecting a track point to create a new solid or text, whatever you feel like. And just go to the track solid, just right click, do pre-composition, just create a pre-composition. So this way it will create a new composition for After Effects, and just put an image or text that you want to do, and just delete the previous image and resize it to put your object on the screen. So this way the black part of this composition would be transparent, it will go away, and here you will be left with your transparent uh, PNG image or any vector you put. You can use any vector or PNG format is recommended over JPG because JPEG have the white background. So here you can rotate or place this thing. So just focus. The coin is not moving with the video. Coin is put on that point. This is the magic of track points. Track point is very powerful thing. This is one of the key features of After Effects. You can't do this thing in simple video editing softwares. So these are the very powerful techniques. When you master it, you could create awesome videos. So in the next part, we will be adding more component to place some point here, something on the wall of this. So you can put a lot of stuff here. You can put a text here. The wall appears darker. So whatever component you put here, it will be vibrant and easily visible to the audience. So you can add a lot of thing here. You got this video and you got a 3D camera tracker. You can copy the same coins on the multiple levels. It will denote the stages. Similarly, you could have your own videos to track. When you are shooting a vlog, you want to put some holdings on the screen, some text, some images. You want to place some person there. You can also place a video there. It depends on the GPU capacity, processing capacity of your system, uh, which will determine the time taking for this editing to be done. Hi, welcome back, friend. Now adding more component to our video using track matte. So let's do it. You can check or uncheck the render track points to make them visible or invisible, depending on your choice. So here, just put any wall of the fort. So here, just put a text here. Right click, put a text here. Create text, and you can rescale this text from the control moving there. Just press S to control the scale, or you can alternatively use the bounding box to change the size of the text. So here just select this text, go to the options and make it change something here. Just make it level 2, change the size. We want it to be in capital letters, so make it in capital, all capital, and change the color a bit. You can change the color easily using the color fill. Make it some vibrant color. Just check which color matches with the background and gets to your feeling. And when you're done with color change, you can move forward with adding more components. So here let's select any tag. You can choose any of the track point, but be careful because the track point must be parallel to the screen where you want to display. They could easily get inclined or unmatched to the scenario. So here this is located at a suitable place, but we want to change this direction to a different wall, or you can add something more here. So let's add some more coins here. Just create a new solid by right clicking a track point, and then again just pre-compose this solid. And here when we got a new solid, just place some vectors or images that you have. Be sure to add a transparent background for the images. So in that case, it won't look like an image, it will look like a component placed right on the video. When you're using Photoshop or Illustrator, here I'm using a vector that is created using Illustrator. So I've created this as a PNG file. You can also use direct vectors like SVG and Illustrator files in After Effects. So here you got these three rotations when you make it 3D object, and you can check it. So here we can rescale them and just replay the video again. So when you replay the video, you can make sure that the things are happening as you are planning to do. So when it looks cool to your eyes, it will be suitable for your audience as well. So just place these coins a little bit lower, and you can adjust the label text on the different side. So here just make it a little big because it was not visible when we were starting this level. It should be visible. So that angle is not good. You can change the angle or rotate it a bit. It does not require that it should match to the previous or the default configuration. You can change the location, place it somewhere else, or rotate it on different directions. You have all three handles for position and rotation, X, Y, and Z, and you can place accordingly, adjust on your own basis. So here on the right hand side, we got a darker background and it is clear. It won't go out of the screen. Just put it little lower to the ground, and it remains roughly to the center of the screen. And with the effects and presets, you got a lot of effects here. You can apply some hue color effect or rotating pulsar or something like that on the text. And when you apply this effect, you got some text effect as well. So it is changing the color because we were using a rotating hue, and you can create this effect. So it looks like it is a game level, and the level of the game is changing. It looks like something Subway Surfer or Mario, where you can get rewards like coins. This warning may occur sometimes when you by mistake click some layer on the composition screen. So just simply ignore it and go to the main composition screen. Nothing is missed there. You have to just edit your everything on main composition and just check it. So it is done very smoothly, and the label and the coins are placed accordingly. And when we pass this level, we are moving out of the gate, moving one level upward. So this was the concept of the video. You can practice these things on your own. Try with your own videos. Sometimes with a few videos that may have some shaky background, or the video is very fast moving, the objects are untrackable. So those videos don't get tracked uh, track easily. You can't apply the track points in those videos. Otherwise, in most of the videos can be tracked. You can place trackers on almost a lot of videos, and you can create an awesome documentary or a travel vlog or something else you want to shoot. So try building your own solution. Keep learning, keep moving ahead.